For the past several years, I have been traveling the Midwest looking for kick-ass bands and quality venues that you need to know about. I am Jeremy Schindorf, and this is That Local Metal Show. Hey metalheads, welcome to one more week of That Local Metal Show. We are in downtown Columbus, Ohio, in the practice space of Pale Grey Lore. Introduce yourselves and tell everybody what you play.
I'm Xander. I play guitar and sing a little bit.
Michael, play guitar and sing.
I'm Donovan. I play bass and I do a little singing as well.
Adam, I play the drums.
And you're the jokesmith of the group?
Yeah. I mean, they don't want me to be, but
We gotta rein you in.
I take it
trying to
upon,
figure out which one is the king. You know?
Oh yeah, definitely.
The yin and the yang of jokes.
I take it upon myself. Yeah, that's. I mean, if you notice, I'm sitting between the Miller brothers here.
And, keeping them apart?
Exactly.
Right.
That's my job. It's
all
been
right, little backstory on you guys. How, when, where, what, why?
So like Adam and I started jamming around like 2010. He moved here when 2009?
2009.
For school, and I was at OSU, and he came here for school, and then we basically just started jamming, and we had been in a few bands and stuff when we were in high school and when I was in college and stuff. So like other bands, not together. So This was the first time that we had done it together. So we kind of locked into something cool, and I actually was a two-piece at first when we played our first few shows, and
really?
We eventually added Donovan in 2014, and then Xander just this past winter. So
the two-piece was awesome because he would play bass through two different amps and then theremin. It
was a lot of work.
Yeah. My old band, I was in a band called Intervene for a bit, which was kind of like a sludge, like grunge kind of thing, and we had the same practice spot as them, and I immediately was like, dude, these guys are awesome. And when he moved up to Cleveland and the band kind of broke up for a bit, I was so bummed, and then when he came back, I was like, yes, it's getting back together. And then I got a phone call, and he's like, hey man, you want to play bass for Pale Grey Lore? I was like, yes! Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, I sold all my bass stuff after that band broke up, like Intervene broke up, and I was just like, oh, yes, I got to do this.
Yeah,
It
it just came together really well, and we were kind of sort of on a hiatus for a while because my wife got into school up in Cleveland, and so we moved up there. So we were there for like 5 years, and so things were kind of like put on hold for a minute, but then we're really kind of starting up now, because adding Xander, we get to do all the stuff, all the overdubs that were on the record, and so when we were doing it as a three-piece, there was like, I was like, oh, I wish that little lick I was playing on the record was there, like in the background here. So we're really happy to have him, and really the new stuff is sounding awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. We got the full complement now.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I'm a new fan. I won't try to say that I'm not, but I am in love. About 2 months ago, Jared Collins from Mississippi Bones had sent me a link. He says, dude, you have to check this band out. Now, I do get this a lot from a lot of different friends. There's so many great bands out there, and please give me everything you've got. I'll sift through and see what I can do. And he sent me that. I'm like, okay, I'll check it out. But in the middle of life and everything, never got to it. Well, then I have a friend in Ann Arbor, Samir, which is a friend of yours from Wizard Union.
Yeah.
And he sent me the link. He's like, dude, you got to catch these cats, man. I'm like, okay. Now we've got Ohio and Michigan.
Right.
So one morning.
You get 2 data points.
Right, yeah. So 5 in the morning, I'm jumping in the shower. I get on YouTube, find the album, hit play. By the third song, I'm like, shit, I need to heat up the shower. I'm staying in for a while.
Oh, yeah.
The vocals really grab me. In a genre of doomish type desert stoner rock, whatever you would consider yourselves, it's kind of cosmic everything. The vocal really stands out. Nothing against the rest of you players, but the vocal's so different. It's airy. It's the lyrics, of course, are very intelligent, cool lyrics, but that really made me want to listen to the rest of the album 17 or 18 more times.
Awesome.
As I have now. And thank you for mailing me the album, and
Absolutely.
I downloaded it, and I don't have to do the YouTube thing anymore.
Right. Yeah.
Man, great Black Sunrise, that is devastating.
Yeah.
That is, when you buy this album, and you should, that is my pick of a great album. That is, well, what track is it?
Track 2, I think, or 3.
No,
Three. Yeah.
Is it really?
I believe it's track 3.
Okay, man. Whatever. I can't. I'm not good at reading, but that's right. All great. It's a stellar album, man.
Thanks, man.
And I heard last night at the show that you may have some vinyl coming out.
Indeed.
I'm a vinyl dude.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, we're very excited. We're going to be releasing the album. It's, there's the vinyl production schedule that is totally up in the air at this point, so it's going to be, a matter of some months here. But yeah, it's going to be through the Cosmic Artifacts imprint, Oak Island Records, and it's going to be really great. I think. I mean, it's gonna be exciting for us because I always thought, like, gosh, if we could just get that on wax. And so many people came up to me and said, I don't really buy CDs anymore, but you get that on vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, yeah, very excited about that. So
You gonna do any colored wax or black?
I think it's just going to be a standard. I have to ask what the options are, but I think it's just going to be the standard black at this point. But yeah, I mean, there's options in the future. Our mastering engineer just told us that he came into some interesting gear recently, so he's like, I'd like to remaster your album at some point for vinyl on this new gear. And I was like, okay, sweet. Another excuse to make more vinyl.
How many pressings?
It's gonna be a 300 run initial pressing of the album on Oak Island.
Okay.
Yep.
Hey, this week finds us in Columbus, Ohio, a little place called Double Happiness. This is out front. You have to walk around to get into the entrance on the side. Lots of parking in a parking garage around the back, but come follow me and I'll show you how to get in. Hey, so we walk into Double Happiness and you pay the cat his money, make that transaction. Let's go up to the bar. Come on. Here's a full list of all their Pilsners here. Nice list, good size. Sweet ass chalkboard. Lots of ornate wood here. A lot of attention to detail once again. Cool Oriental theme. The owner of the bar did this whole countertop. There's a mural down the way a little bit that's pretty dope. Full bar. They do food. It's Oriental based finger foods, like they have dumplings and things of that nature. They don't have a full kitchen all the time, but for the bigger shows they definitely have the full kitchen running. It's a 200 capacity room. They said they can get more in, but they feel real comfortable at 200. But look at this nice, beautiful long bar. There's quite a long history with Double Happiness. Somebody said that it may actually be haunted. But one thing we do know for sure, turn of the century, this building used to be a horse stable. That's what's the deal with this big ass door. They got a pretty sweet VIP area right up here. Let's go up and check it out. Welcome to the VIP. Nice spacious area up here. Very plush furniture. Really cool vibe up here, man. Dark, some good smells going on from this whole neighborhood, man. This open brick. God, I love this stuff. I love loft buildings. This side of the VIP room right now is being used for band storage. See a couple pieces here. Really spacious room, man. Pretty dope. All right, we walk outside to the smoking patio. One of the nicest smoking patios you'll be at. It's all fenced in, got a big office building right next door. It's pretty rock and roll, right? Super nice, lots of room. Got some lights all frilly going around. Got a swing over here. I'm gonna go have a seat. All right, so what other place on their patio has a swing? Double Happiness has a swing. Has a fire pit over here. This place is pretty dope, man. I'm digging on it. So let's go inside and take a look at the stage. All right, so we're at the stage. Not the biggest of stages, but definitely got size. You got your monitors. Everybody's got room. It's not like everybody's gonna be cramped. definitely about 10 to 12 inches off the ground. Good room in between all this open frickin' brick, man. All the industrial ductwork hanging out. Dude, I love that. I love that loft feeling. And I've heard the sound is real rich here, so we'll see here in a little bit. But that basically in a nutshell is Double Happiness, Columbus, Ohio. Check it out.
One of my favorite parts of the show is who are you guys digging on, man? I mean, you guys definitely know a lot of people in this area and play with a lot. Who's somebody you really, really dig playing with? Who's in your iPod? What, you know?
Yeah. So we already mentioned Friendly Foe and Lions Ghost that we had played with. Friendly Foe is still active, and Adam plays bass for them. But yeah, last night we played with Bourbon Train. Great band, super good stuff. Heavy blues, great vocals. Also Weed Demon last night, so good, super heavy, so groovy. I love that stuff. Mississippi Bones, as we also mentioned, Jared's such a good dude. Man, those guys are amazing. Gudger, fantastic. Man, I mean, what can you say? Those guys are just so tight and so on, and Aaron's singing behind that kit, dude, he blows me away.
Yeah, him being there last night, I love that.
Oh, he's always
comes
out,
from Lancaster to come up and support a show that he has nothing to do with.
You can't argue with that.
You can't
argue with that.
Dude is for real, man. He is dedicated to making the scene happen, which is a lot. I mean, unfortunately, a lot of people don't have that, and that's that is so valuable. And plus, it's so good. Dude could be elitist about it, but he isn't. He's just so pure.
Super cool. Other bands, Matter Planets. We played with Joel, the drummer from Matter Planets. He did the album art.
Yeah, he did the album art and the layout.
Really awesome guy. Let's see who else. We've done.
Reflex Machine, two-piece sludge band that we're going to be playing some shows with. Great dudes, really cool stuff. Just interesting and different than a lot of other stuff. Very cool.
Yeah, the two of them used to be in a band called Voted Down. We played with them a couple times. Let's see who else. We're playing soon. We're playing with Swarm soon, right?
Yes, I believe that's
Swarm.
right.
Swarm's another. That's Joe, who's also in Matter Planets.
Right.
Those guys are cool.
Mama.
Mama,
yes. I don't know
That's
if they're
Travis's old band.
Travis from Urban Train.
They're at least on hiatus at this point.
Yeah,
they're great. Travis is the singer from Urban Train.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's the new guy in that.
Yes, that's right.
I've been digging on Mama for a while. I actually forgot. It's been a little while since I've seen them, obviously.
Yeah.
But I've seen them a couple times in the past few years at the behest of Chris Grandy from Lions Ghost. He was always dragging me out. It's like, dude, Mama's playing. And I mean, just fantastic, dude. And it was great to see him doing stuff too. I mean, I was just blown away last night, man. That was a fantastic set. I mean, that lineup was crazy.
Not to forget other ones. We gotta mention Souther. Because
Alex
Randall, he's actually in our room right now too. Souther's playing back there. Other Nerd Table, friends of ours.
So up in Cleveland, there's this great band called Pillars.
Oh, Pillars, yes.
Amazing. Okay, Zach
you
is the old guitar player and singer from Red Sun, who also Joe from Matter of Planets was in, and Roger from Matter of Planets.
Yes.
So yeah, dude. Oh my God, Pillars is so great.
Pillars is
super
awesome.
heavy, sludgy, Sleep meets I Hate God, super good stuff.
We caught them at the Grog. I don't remember who they were supporting. There was a national they were supporting.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they're great.
If you gave me 5 minutes, I could remember it, but we're not going to spend 5 minutes just looking at me going,
And we also mentioned Wizard Union earlier.
Yes.
Wizard Union from Ann Arbor. I went to high school with the drummer. Those guys are amazing, and I can't wait to play with them.
I'm sure we're forgetting people too.
I know, it's too
And
hard.
we need to get you up Toledo way, and Wizard
yes.
Union's played in Toledo quite a few times.
Oh yeah, no, I was talking to Samir about that, and I think we're gonna try to make that happen at some point.
Detroit or Toledo, that'd be great to have you guys up that way.
Yeah.
Smoking the Weed Demon. Thank you so much. And thanks to Jeremy from the local metal show for coming out tonight. Fuck yeah! Hot dog! Hot dog!
Another segment of the show we like to do is like a tech corner. And go down to the line and
Oh,
everybody
God,
give me their rig.
you got an hour.
Right.
Oh.
We have the edit button.
Yeah.
What's your guitar? What's your rig? Head?
Okay, yeah. So I started playing guitar on a Strat. I've had a couple different guitars over the years, but I've always come back to a Strat. And it works out really well in this band. Pairing my whole goal is to pair my tone with what has been there, what Mike and Donovan are doing, and trying to fill that out. And the Strat works well for that, luckily. But like I said, I've always felt comfortable with that instrument, that tone.
Hey, Fast Eddie from Motorhead played a Strat.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's really all you
Nice.
have to
That's
say
all
at
you
that point. But then I'm actually I'm using a Fender Bassman. It has and it's that's new. I've not played through one before, and I freaking love it, man. It's fantastic. We've done a couple little tweaks to it, and it's got it really set in. And then I just got a new Devi Ever Fuzz pedal that I was playing last night, and I'm gushing over it. I love it. But that's really my thing is because of my role that I've walked into. It's just this. I'm constantly changing just slightly, whereas I think Mike is a fairly static tone, which is good.
I'm locked in kind of where I want to be.
Yeah.
And kind of trying to play the rhythm guitar role for the most part, but just the combination of the way. So go ahead, you should finish.
No. This is what we do. This is frankly why. This is why I. Frankly, the transition was good. This is why I like being in this band.
So you're the textures. You're adding the extra textures for the most part.
Yeah.
But the thing is that I have I'm running a Pharaoh Fuzz by the Black Arts Toneworks.
Yes.
Oh my god, I love that pedal. It's so amazing.
It's really awesome.
Man, because it not only gives me that nice sort of thick sort of rhythm tone, but when I kick on like the wah, like I can get like cool, good lead cut through and stuff, and it's like I don't know,
Which is a big deal, specifically. Again, we were talking about this tone that we're trying to project.
Right.
He plays a lot of the solos as well. Like that was kind of I didn't want to walk in and just take that's not.
As we go forward, we're gonna do more of like you doing lead and me doing lead and just doing things together. But what was on the record was
So. But that said, he can. I mean, our tones are not. It's not a. It's not that. It's all of it is working together, and so which frankly I find really cool. Like he was saying, he can just go from playing rhythm to just it's using the same tone and playing these solos.
Just using maybe some pedals or
exactly. And it just
up a few little things.
All of it, everybody's working together. I guess that's what I'm getting at, and that's the goal.
What I love about this band too is you're playing the SG, which is like the de rigueur kind of like doom guitar. Like, everyone plays an SG, but
I have
P90s.
P90s.
Yeah, you have P90s in it,
which is amazing. I love the way those sound.
Yeah.
Out of that
What's your full setup?
So it's a Sun Sonaro, which is it's a vintage amp. It's from I think 1968, I believe, and
Gonna be Mike's favorite question.
so it's my baby. I love that amp. It's not huge. It's not a giant stack or anything, but the tone is so good, and for the kind of clubs we play, it's like the perfect a volume. So I just like to saturate the hell out of that thing with the fuzz, and I've got a bunch of different pedals and added just textures and some kind of psychedelic type of sounds, and I like to do a little bit of a kind of surfy vibe sometimes and kick on like a little bit of echoey kind of stuff, and playing the SG with the P90s into that amp with the pedal board that I have set up. I just kind of locked in this tone that I'm very happy with at this point. So
stay with that.
I mean, if you know anything about Suns, the Solaris and Sonaros, they're basically like Sun 200Ss, which is like a Doom staple. Tons of bands play it. You know, so you know, I've been playing. He played that when he was playing bass back in when it was a 2-piece, and I just was like, when I joined, I was like, I have to use that. You can't.
Oh yeah,
you know,
it's really deliberate. The
Yeah.
tone is extremely deliberate, and just trying to find. And I mean, the basement does work really well to fit in the area of the spectrum of frequencies that, you know, I'm not occupying and he's not occupying.
Well, and again, I mean, we modded it slightly to we're doing all of this on purpose. Because, you know, frankly, when we started using Basement, there were some issues, a little harsh, everyone, but you know, we you know, switched some stuff out, you know, that would, and I mean, it now, I mean, they definitely work together, and like you said, it's very deliberate.
Right.
You know, that's half the fun.
Yeah, dude.
Very appreciative of Sun.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, my tone from the minute I joined the band was I'm playing his it's a Fender Highway 1 precision bass. It's got a badass bridge on there that you put on there, Seymour Duncan Antiquities, and I run that through a Russian Big Muff. And that's like, you know, I use a little bit of delay, a little bit of overdrive here and there, but 90% of that like grindy, like heavy tone is just Big Muff.
Yeah. Fuzz is one of our things. That we
Yeah,
I couldn't tell.
We're gonna figure out how to fuzz up his snare here.
Who put cotton balls in my shit? There's marbles in here.
Yeah, it'll sound cool. Don't worry about it.
And your reading.
Yeah. I have sort of always been in the Gretsch family. Me being like kind of a newer drummer, the first kit
started on bass.
The first kit that I had when Pale Grey Lore was just me and Michael, like as a 2-piece, it was like a Gretsch Jazz Catalina, little Catalina Deluxe.
Smaller.
So it was tiny. It had like an 18-inch kick, but it was sweet. Like I listen to all types of jazz and stuff, so I like that kind of tone. And like Gretsch just has a really great lineage and history of you know, good drum tones going back to like the 50s and 60s and stuff. From, you know, jazz and surf and 60s rock and stuff like that.
Yeah, we had a sense of tradition.
It's so One song there's the real heavy backbeat that it's like, oh man.
So that was like the first kit, and then I made an upgrade
right before we did the album, right?
Yeah, it was like right before we did the record, so it was a little over a year ago.
And that's why the drums sound so good on the record.
Yeah,
that and our mixing engineer Andy Sartain was amazing.
And where was it recorded?
We recorded at Andy's home studio,
which is called Mindfield.
Mindfield Recording.
Yeah.
Columbus.
He's out of Columbus, and oh man, he used to work at Orange Studio. He still goes in there and records bands. I think he just was recording Matter of Planets.
Yes, he was just recording Matter of Planets.
So they're gonna have the new record coming out. So
are we supposed
plug
to
in that?
Yeah.
No, they put this stuff on Facebook.
All right. I just don't want to like get a phone call from Joe.
Oh God,
like, dude.
Well, it'll be from Joel.
Yeah,
We're privy to stuff that nobody.
This is the insider
cutting edge.
All right, on this week's edition of On the Radar, we're going to feature an Akron, Ohio band. Go by the name of Bones of Giants. I've been hip to these guys for about a year and a half. I caught them at Ripper's Rock House in Akron about a year and a half ago, I believe. And this is their debut album titled Ignite. And it's very nicely done. They're more of a radio-friendly edge than most of the bands we cover on here. They've got a great sound. I've compared them to, if anybody's hip to Silverchair from the 90s, I really dug on that band. They're similar to that, but then if you get in here, there's some grittier stuff like Deftones. A lot of great sounds on this album. It's been one of my favorite and in regular rotation for the last year or so. They've got a single called Echoes that it really has a good dynamic, has a good pocket, very radio friendly. Everybody in my family, from 14-year-old kids up to me at 40-something years old, like the tune. The whole album is great. Through the Fire is another great tune. But this is the first album. I just talked to Phil, the bass player, and they're working on the second. I've got them booked for some dates coming up, and really solid band. I think you'd dig them, man. Bones of Giants from Akron, Ohio. They're what's on my radar, and they should be on yours. we do the stalk through of the venues we're at, which is very important. I feel that, you know, we can show a band that maybe people hadn't heard about, and we can turn them on, and touring musicians or just musician from he doesn't know about. You guys just named like 4 or 5 places in Columbus that I've not heard of. So you've already helped me to put that on the radar and try to find where those are at. So another thing we want to interject into the show maybe for the second season is starting to go to some studios.
Oh, good.
And doing a stalk through of the studio
that'd be great.
with all of the, you know, all the information they need. You know,
I'm sure those people would very much appreciate that.
That is a big part of the
already.
scene.
Yeah,
You know,
it is.
It's a pillar.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
So you want to play out, but you want to have stuff to get to be able
exactly.
to sell or give out at your shows.
It's part of the infrastructure of the music
Absolutely.
scene, definitely.
Xander too has a special what is the word I'm looking for here? Appreciation of that, because he worked in some studios for a bit. And,
I mean, I went to school for audio engineering. I interned in Nashville for a little while, and that was both a positive and a negative thing. As you can imagine, it's Nashville.
Yeah.
But
it's the machine, man.
But that has been exactly. But that has been, I think, part of the best part too is like, you know, I can really nerd out about a lot of this stuff with these guys. You know, I talked to Andy too, and Harold, who did the mastering and everything. Like, it's just such a great experience. It's just, all of a sudden I'm geeking out again. You know, it's great. I love it because I'm a big gearhead, but I love the process. I love the artistic process and the translation of that. So I'm totally. This is a good thing, just that I walked into. Like this whole thing is. Just
I agree with you.
But it's just been a lot of fun with all of that. So yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, I want to thank you guys for doing this early in the morning and making it convenient for us. Wish we could have did it last night, but things don't work out that way sometimes. This is really cool, and thanks for inviting us into your practice space. And
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, tune in next week, and we'll have another cool episode of That Local Metal Show. Say goodbye to Pale Gray Lowell.